Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. And there's a lot to update you on. We have a big rapid change in weather tomorrow as colder air comes in. It'll be a lake effect snow. It will be heavy on the western third of the state. I'll detail that for you. And then actually a second, I guess I want to call it snowstorm, heading our way for the after Thanksgiving period, coming in Saturday into Sunday. So we'll talk about that too. So lots to get to. Let's get on into it. And I thought a good place to start to just give us a good summary of what's going on is the watch and warning outline for the state. Now remember, the Weather Service issues the watches and warnings, and they only issue them so far out in advance. So you might see places like Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Holland under no type of advisory. Think, oh, okay, nothing going on there. Eventually, you probably will have that there as well, and eventually we'll probably have other types of advisories, winter weather advisories and whatnot. But here's the current lay of the land. Winter storm watch in the blue shaded areas for northwest lower Michigan, basically from Clare to Baldwin, I guess I would say, northward through Cadillac, through Grand Traverse County, Traverse City, up to the north to Charlevoix and up toward Gaylord. Then also for the eastern part of the UP, a winter storm watch. And then the bright pink, that's a winter storm warning, because the precipitation, the messy weather is closer in time. So eventually what happens with a winter storm watch is it has to be redefined, because you don't keep a winter storm watch. By the way, the watch goes into effect for Wednesday afternoon to Friday morning. So that gives you a good window idea of when we'll have the first batch. For some, well, we've actually already had a heavy snow, but this will be the second batch for many and the first batch of heavy snow for some. So here's the radar, and it's wet today, but it's mild. So this is all rain that you're seeing on here. No travel problems as far as snowfall goes. Will there be melting of the snow from below with this system? Probably not. We've lost all of the really strong residual heat. So as soon as it gets cold, we even had some frost in the ground in places. So there's today, rain showers. Now, let's just step back and get into the longer term. And as we look at the satellite imagery, you see the storm system over us now with the rain. You see the storm in the Dakotas and Minnesota. That's the cold batch. And sorry, just because you bought a snowblower yesterday doesn't mean we won't have winter. I know you think it works that way, but no, it doesn't. And then out in the Pacific Northwest, that's the storm system for Saturday into Sunday. Okay, so let's go to the big picture of the upper airflow. And you'll see, is this a one and done? No, it looks like this is pretty well, hello, 3, 4, 5 months of winter. It's here. So there's our storm forming, and that's Wednesday night, tomorrow night. So what a change from ahead of the storm to behind the storm. There's your lake effect situation. That moves off. The Saturday, Sunday snowstorm, a little sneakier on the weather maps to you. Trying to watch the comments. Good morning, Midland. Bagel will probably get some turkey, definitely. And then this is Sunday and Monday. And then if you notice, as we get out to the 6th and 7th and 8th, here comes another storm system there. So we got about 3 or 4 lined up before the weather probably quiets down a little bit. let's look at the ensemble. We'll look at a big, wider perspective first, and then we're going to jump back and we'll take a look at the exact amounts of snowfall forecast. But I want to give you the timing first. And the timing I'm basically telling everybody is Wednesday morning in the southwest part of the state changes over to snow, and then Wednesday afternoon elsewhere. I did say snow. Yes, I did. Okay, so here's today, and again, rain, no problems. So if you have an opportunity to travel today, much better than tomorrow anywhere, because even if you don't get into the snow in Ann Arbor and Detroit, you're going to get into much colder temperatures and damp pavement. Usually dries off in those regions. This is the shift from Wednesday midday to Wednesday evening, Wednesday overnight, and again, we'll look at it closer. I just want to give you the big picture. This is Thanksgiving. Still lake effect snow going, and I think winding down. Sunrise Friday to noon Friday. This is Friday afternoon and evening, and it's wound down, but it is cold, so the roads will not instantly become great where we've had heavy snow. And look what's back to the west, a low pressure center in Oklahoma heading out toward the northeast, so that by Saturday, let's go back, Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, we get back into snow. This time it's not a lake effect. It's a what we call a system snow, and it's more so in the southern half of the state. This is Sunday morning. That's snow from Saginaw and Bay City to Grand Rapids to Detroit and Ann Arbor. Off to the east, a little cold punch behind it with not very much lake effect snow. And then as we go out into the first week of December, we're looking at December 8th. And that's where your next storm system is. All right, so a little closer look for you. And again, we're using the ensemble, but we can ditch the ensemble here and look at the operational modes very shortly. So today, rain showers and at times even dry weather. Looks like it's mostly this morning. Then if you got to get some last minute things done, this afternoon is your time. Tomorrow morning, rain showers. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it looks like, I'll show you, it looks like the southwest corner is going to change first, along with the UP. The UP will be a mess, up to 2 feet of snow. This is Wednesday night, so we've changed over to, this is 7 o'clock in the evening. We've changed over to snow at Ann Arbor and Detroit. Spurty snow there, not what I'd really call heavy. And then back to the west, a little heavier. Then overnight, Wednesday night, this is Thanksgiving morning. Remember, my rule of thumb for wind gusts, 5 miles an hour for every isobar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35 mile an hour gusts. Looks like it'd be 40 or so, especially along the shoreline. This is Thanksgiving midday, snowy. This is Thanksgiving evening, snowy in the west. Overnight, and then like I said, by Friday, it breaks down. Okay, so radar forecast, and hang with me here. We're getting a new update from this model that I like right now. We're going to use what's called the North American model. Been asked about models lately and why the U.S. models are not as good as the European. Well, they are actually the short-term ones. The European don't even have these kind of things. Someone wants to know, Carter wants to know about frequent black ice on I-75, just south of Holly. Microclimates, and it is what it is. You get fog in the hills, and it turns into what's been called black ice, which means it kind of matches the color of the pavement. It's invisible, so to speak. So this is this afternoon, and we actually have a chance to dry out, and then maybe some more rain showers overnight tonight. And then, like I said, If you're traveling south, I got some friends traveling south to Indianapolis, and I thought yesterday, of course I was off yesterday doing some last minute things before the cold gets it. And we go to Wednesday morning, 9 a.m., and you're starting to change to snow in the southwest. So I've been advising people, hey, get on your horse early tomorrow. Get out of our lovely state of Michigan if you don't want to deal with snow. This is noon. You know, still Traverse City. No big deal. Noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. The UP, it's going gangbusters. And then this is by evening, Wednesday evening. We've got the heavy lake effect developing, and you can see what happens. When you get this kind of flow, you get lake effect off of Lake Superior that comes down across Lake Michigan and then into northwest lower Michigan, like places like Frankfort and Benzonia and Honor and Cadillac and Traverse City. We continue to see perhaps a long band, and that may even drop into Bay City and Saginaw. It wavers in those regions, so my friends in Bay City and Saginaw, you don't get a lot, but north of it you could get an inch or two. Now we're into Thanksgiving morning, 7 a.m. So Ann Arbor, Detroit, Flint, Lansing, Saginaw, Bay City, you're okay on Thanksgiving. It's cold, it's below freezing. Roads could, you could have patchy ice, but with wind it usually blows dry. But it's snowing at Kalamazoo, it's snowing at Jackson. Grand Rapids, you're iffy. It's snowing there, but not probably super heavy. And then it's coming down from Big Rapids to Cadillac to Traverse City, and in those areas, and of course also in the UP. Okay, and now we get an update off of that same model on total snowfall. So I've just hit the refresh button, and I'll see this first time along with you. So again, through today, right there, no snow, heavy snow. You got to go way back to the western UP to run into any travel problems. Now, Wednesday morning, 10 a.m., kind of gives you the idea of where things have changed over to snow along 131 from Kalamazoo northward to Cadillac. And by Wednesday afternoon, 4 o'clock, you're starting to already have a couple of inches in southwest lower. Hey, good morning, Linda Thompson. And then it starts to creep its way northward along the shoreline, so that by the time we wake up on Thanksgiving, you're looking at that purple area around Cadillac, Traverse City, Thompsonville. Where else is in there? Irons. You're looking at maybe 6 inches on the ground by Thanksgiving morning. Certainly a 3 to 6 inch area, pretty solid from Boyne City through Kalkaska, all through the Traverse City area, all down the shoreline. The shoreline itself may get missed by some of this because the stronger wind could blow it inland a little bit. And we'll just keep going out to 2 o'clock as far as we have right now on Thanksgiving continues to pile up. So those purplish areas, we'll call it a 6 to 10 inch snow. Kalamazoo area, we'll call it a 4 to 8 inch snow. The rest of eastern lower Michigan, inch or two. And look at the UP. Look at the western UP. 20 inches or so. And from there, Thanksgiving evening, you might have another inch or two in places. Okay, so here we go with the temperatures. And yeah, what a change coming. 50 today from Flint to Grand Rapids southward. 40s elsewhere. Look at Traverse City, 47. So again, use that to your advantage if you can travel. Show up at your in-laws or your brothers or sisters a day early and say, hey, We're here. What? Not ready yet. Sorry. Tomorrow, kind of deceiving. Still in the 40s in the east. No problem. These are high temperatures, but remember, this is a midnight to midnight high, so it could be falling temperatures all day, which it will be. And then by Thanksgiving, look for highs of not even freezing. Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Cadillac, Traverse City, Saginaw area still maybe holds on to a little residual heat, along with Ann Arbor and Detroit until afternoon. Then it gets colder. Day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, looking at highs only in the 20s, low 30s in the southeast. Saturday's cold, Sunday's cold, Monday's really cold. After that second storm system, it kind of tugs down some reinforcing cold air. And let's just see if we're in it. Now we're at the 4th and the 5th and the 6th and the 7th. That's interesting because that's our next storm after that. And cold after that. So guess what, my friends? I do believe we are into winter now. And I just wanted to show you that as we go to Wednesday morning, these are the wind gusts. Let's see, how much accumulation Thanksgiving in Freeport? I would say Freeport is probably on Thanksgiving 2 to 4 inches. Here are the wind gusts at 7 a.m. Wednesday, not bad. By midday, 40-mile-an-hour gusts along the shoreline, southwest corner. The drive from Chicago to Kalamazoo is going to be treacherous already by midday Wednesday, so do that as early as possible. By evening, you're looking at 50-mile-an-hour gusts along the shoreline, 40-mile-an-hour gusts in a lot of places elsewhere. And when we wake up on Thanksgiving morning, still gusting to 40 miles an hour or so along the Lake Michigan shoreline, all the way from Leland, Northport, down through Frankfort, down through Manistee, Ludington, Pentwater, all along there. The rest of us have gusts to about 40 miles an hour, so it's going to be nasty on Thanksgiving. Windy everywhere, and by Friday morning, the wind gusts come down to 25 to 30 miles an hour. So the roads will not all of a sudden turn to perfect travel conditions on Friday, just because the temperature will be so cold. Well, there will have been a lot of fluffy snow around in the western third of lower Michigan, and winds will still be 20, 30 miles an hour. Going to be pretty uncomfortable. Why does Mother Nature have to do this to us on the first windy cold blast for a lot of us? She has to do it in a big way, not just ease us in. Here's an inch, now 2 inches, now 3 inches, here's 35, now 30. No, it's got to be all at once, doesn't it? So, advice for you. Early, travel early. Today, no problems. Tomorrow, most areas, no problems until we get to late afternoon and evening. The exception is southwest corner. You get cold first in this situation. And then I'm going to start working a write-up on the Saturday, Sunday. You know, generically to me, that looks like a solid 2 to 4 inch snow probably across the southern half of lower Michigan. So there you have it. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and I'm back to work, and you'll see me on Thanksgiving too. Take care. Bye.